Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I thought somebody was sitting on my front porch. I was gonna say, oh. Sorry, it's been a little minute. With my last video, I deleted it, but I just kept it on there for a couple of days. I was saying, I got a lot going on in my life right now, and I still do. I'm trying to get everything together. I did clear out a lot of unnecessary stuff on my phone. So like a bunch of apps that I don't use, a bunch of duplicate photos and videos and stuff. So I do have a lot more storage space on this device. So that kind of motivates me a little bit more to do some more videos for you guys. But today I'm going to do a video about Reddit. So we're going to be reading Reddit posts. We're going to go ahead and get started with this one story. We're going to be reading Am I the Asshole Reddit post. Okay, so this post says, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend if he doesn't propose before the end of this year, I will start planning my future without him? I don't know. We're just gonna dive deep into it. It says, 36 female. Why I almost burped at the beginning of the, I don't know. It says, 36 female, have been with my boyfriend, 36 male, for 5 years. When we started dating, I expressed to him that I wanted us to grow together, and he was dating to marry. And I was dating to marry. He said he was more slow-paced with everything that he does. If we made it to 5 years together, he'd feel comfortable proposing. We talked about this throughout the relationship. So this was well established, and we both agreed, even though 5 years seemed a bit too long for me, I was understanding of him because his last relationship, which ended 2 years before we met, he bought a ring and she dumped him. Oh, okay. So what I'm getting at this is, okay, so look, I've been with my partner for 5 years. But we've been engaged for 4 years. Look, life be lifing, okay? I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. I didn't want us to get married, and then when our first wedding anniversary come, be like, oh yeah, do you also remember that time we was going through the... I just didn't want to, have our first wedding anniversary or every wedding anniversary, going back to remember those hard times. So that's why I am trying to find a perfect time where there's nothing bad going on, there's no negativity going on, and we can officially tie the knot. But it sounds like to me he's got fear, not specifically for OP, but just about the situation in general, because OP mentioned that 2 years before they got into a relationship, he was proposing to someone else. He bought her a ring and everything, and she dumped him. So I think that OP's partner has fear that OP is going to do the same thing to him what happened to his last girlfriend 2 years prior, before their relationship, which I get it. But my guy, when you go into a new relationship, that's why it's very important you go into a new relationship when you're healed. You don't have, you're healed with your traumas, and you don't have baggage. So that way, whenever you jump into a new relationship, you're not dumping all this trauma and conflict and issues and insecurities all onto this new person, because it's just going to be a vicious cycle, So it sounds like, OP significant other should have done a little bit more healing, in my opinion, so far. But let me not get too invested in this. Let me continue reading before I be like completely 100%, yeah, this is how I feel about it. Fast forward to now. We've been together all these years, and in that time, we had a child together. Oh, okay. Yet, he still never proposed. I brought up earlier this year how this is our 5th year together, and I would really like for us to take the next step forward in our commitment and get engaged by the end of the year, our anniversary. He started telling me how he doesn't see the point and doesn't believe in marriage anymore because it's just a piece of paper. And there's no need to get the government involved. What? Oh, nah. You wrong for that. You are dead wrong for that. You cannot get into this relationship with this woman and she's sitting here telling you what she wants. She's sitting here telling you what she wants. And you over here, yeah, I agree, but I'd do it like a little bit further down in the relationship, like, further down the line, at least like 4.5, 5 years. And then she gives you a child. She gives you a child. And time go on, and she's bringing it up to you again, and you're like, it's just a piece of paper. I don't believe in marriage. Let's not get the government involved. What? Bro, you wrong for this. You wrong. I'm not gonna lie. If my man did me like this, I'd probably wring his neck dry. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? You might have to tell me this in Spanish because, baby, I don't understand. What do you mean? It's just a piece of paper. What do you mean? Let's not get the government involved. What do you mean? I don't believe in marriage. Huh? I told him that wasn't the point and that this was an expression of our devotion to one another and solidifying ourselves as a family. Right, exactly. Like, I don't understand. See, these type of men scare me. Like, literally scare me. Because y'all have a child together. How is us having a child together, which is forever, you can't drop the kid off to the pound. You know what I'm saying? You can't just leave the child at home while everybody's at work and everything. You can't leave the baby at home like that. You got to take the baby to daycare. You got to pay for this. You got to do this. You got to do that. Up until they're freaking 18 years old. And sometimes, even after they're 18, you still have to take care of them because what if they have their own place and, they can't keep up with the bills because inflation's high. I can only imagine the next 20 years how it's going to be. And they need to move back home. You're always going to have to be taking care of your child. I don't understand how you can impregnate a woman, but you won't marry that same woman that, you procreated a child with because your relationship is not defined on a piece of paper. You don't believe in marriage, but you believe in having premarital intercourse and having a child out of wedlock, though. Make it make sense. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I offered we could do a different type of ceremony where we didn't have to even involve the government because this is not about that to me. Exactly. He kept making excuses, and I asked him where does he want to be in the next couple of years, and he just said he thinks about it day to day. Oh my God, stay away from them type of men. I don't think this man wants to marry you. I personally feel like, in my opinion, he kind of trapped you. Because how was you saying in the beginning, you're for it, but you need time to get to know this person? So I say about 4 years, 5 years down the line of our relationship, I would start considering and, proposing. But that time come. And there's a baby in the picture. And now you're sitting here saying you don't believe in marriage? What? This is a scam. I agree. Insurance is a scam. But these type of men need to be studied because this is a scam. Oh my God. Child. I told him if he doesn't get it together and propose by the end of the year, that I would have to reevaluate his role in my life and make future plans that don't include him since he is showing me that he doesn't want to be included. I agree. He said, I'm an asshole for forcing him to propose that he doesn't want to. I told him that that's fine and he doesn't have to, but that I also don't have to sit around waiting for him and wasting my time on someone who doesn't want to grow old with me and do life together, marriage, family, etc. I get it. 100% agree. I 100% agree. And it says right here, TL/DR. I don't know what that means, but it says, my boyfriend has to propose after 5 years together and having a child, and I told him if he doesn't want to marry me, that I'll start planning my life without him. Am I the asshole? Edit. When we first had talked about the marriage in the beginning of our relationship, he expressed wanting to be married and wanting to take his time to be sure we'll last because he doesn't want to be left eventually if things don't work out. He would bring up marriage, buying a house, etc. fairly often over the years, and it's only now he's done a 180 and saying he doesn't believe in marriage. See, these type of men scare me. But again, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend if he doesn't propose before the end of this year, I would start planning my future without him? I personally say just let it go. Just go ahead and dump him. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Just go on ahead and dump him because he's not meeting your needs. You're not meeting his needs. Your values are completely different from his. His values are completely different from yours. Y'all's values don't align. I mean, yes, y'all have a child together, so it's like, oh, I hate to just say, oh, break up, but at the end of the day, this is what my mom used to always tell me. If you can live the rest of your life in the situation you're at now, are you okay with it? She didn't specifically say that. She said, okay, this is what she said. You got to ask yourself, are you okay with living with this person and being married to this person, take care of this person, having this person taking care of you for the rest of your life? But in this situation, he doesn't want to marry her. So I can't say, be married to this person. So I can only say, be in this situation for the rest of your life. I can only say that because he don't even want to get married. So that's what you got to ask yourself. But she doesn't specify if she has a job or if she's a stay-at-home mom. Because I was going to say, what if OP is a stay-at-home mom and she's sitting up here cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kid, bringing the kid to school, or also doing laundry and cooking for the man, blah, blah, blah. Which is practically wife, I'm not going to say practically wife duties, but the way I see it, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're at home all the time, and the kids are at school or daycare, and the husband is at work, yeah, clean the house and cook. Yeah, because, if I came home from a 12-hour, 8-hour shift, and there's no freaking hot food on the stove or whatever, I would look at you kind of sideways because, baby, you've been here all day. You couldn't at least make some hamburger help or something. But she didn't specify if she was a stay-at-home mom or had a job, because I was going to say, if she's a stay-at-home mom, that's even worse for her in this situation. That's even worse because there's no guarantee. Like, who's to say, like, if he dies, God forbid, yes, they have a child together, but, they're not even, like, in the beneficiary, because they're not legally joint together. You know what I mean? Like, and more than likely, since they're not married, I highly doubt that he's on his son's birth certificate or their child's son or daughter, which she didn't specify, but I don't know why I'm getting a vibe that they have a son together, but you know what I mean? Like, he's probably not even on the child's birth certificate. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like OP should just, call her losses, cut her losses, take this L, get her own place, get a good job, pay the bills, rack up your bread, and just do better. Heal, seek help in therapy, and just move on with your life. But let's read into this comment. Someone says, he doesn't want to marry you. You're asking for a ring that he doesn't want to give. You're asking for a marriage that he doesn't want. Marriage is a two authentic yes combo, not an ultimatum. Get your ducks in a row and start planning your life without him in a co-parenting plan. I agree. Someone also replied to that comment and said, yeah, I wouldn't wait till the end of the year. Start your new life without him now. For real, even if she gets a ring, She's not getting a real marriage. Why would you even want to marry someone so openly doesn't want to marry you? Break up today. And then someone responded to that. Why the heck both sides decide to have a kid on top of having so much differences opinions on a core issue? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's the wife, not the wife, but I don't think it's OP. I don't think it's OP. It's OP's man. It's her man. Like, this is sad. It really is. Another comment says, "Yup, my ex-husband took years of me begging, 8.5 years to be exact. My current partner designed and bought a ring in a little over a year. I never had to bring it up. He just wants me to be his person. Obviously, we spoke about our future and dreams, but I never had to mention it. Take this advice. Your soon-to-be ex doesn't want to marry you. He might marry you, but he doesn't want to." That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you not know later down the line, he's like, okay, fine, whatever. Let me get her a hush-up ring. Men do that. So you get the ring. You're engaged, but you're engaged for another 4 years or so like me. But, there's a reason behind that. But I'm saying for you and your situation, OP situation, is because, your partner doesn't want to marry you. So you're engaged, this person, for 4 or 5 years because this person is kind of scared on getting married. And then let's just say y'all finally do get married. He doesn't want to be married. So you're kind of walking into a failed marriage already. I will guarantee you, a year after y'all get married, it's going to be adultery, probably abuse of some sort, neglect, definitely neglect, because they're going to feel trapped and this and that, and they're going to feel like their life is over. And they're going to start neglecting you and the child. I've had that happen to me before. That's why that person of mine is an ex. But, you get what I'm saying? Like, so if you do eventually get the ring, you do eventually get married, it's just doomed from the start, So I agree with everybody in the comments. I think you should go ahead and cut this person off. Go ahead and just move on with your life. You never know. You might find somebody that actually has respect for you. Somebody that actually values your opinions and values your way of life, the direction you want to go in life, You never know. So just break up with this person, heal, move on. Get a job, a nice job. Focus on yourself. Love yourself. Because if nobody loves yourself, if you don't love yourself, nobody else will. So just take that time to just love yourself. Get your nails done. Maybe we'll get a tattoo or go get an outfit. Do something. Something to show that if nobody else don't care, I care. But yeah, so that's the only video. Not the only video, I'm sorry. That's the only story I'm going to be doing today because I have a lot of things to do. If you guys like these type of videos, I'm trying something new. Let me know in the comment section down below. I kind of like reading Reddit stories. I like kind of, reading people's posts because sometimes you're going through things and it's like, let me just see what other people are going through. Maybe I've been in that situation before and I can help somebody out. So it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. So yeah, don't forget to like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that way you guys are notified when I upload a new video because it's not a set schedule. So please subscribe, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys another time. Bye.